what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah.
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, who wants a treat, yeah? Keep listening.
Good afternoon and welcome into the Wednesday edition of Your Show. Another big thank you to the boys in 911 Turbo for making the best intro song in the history of the internet. Very well done. I was actually golfing with them last night, over at the, I believe it's Golf Academy YXC in Avalon. So much fun. And we did some best ball stuff, and it was like just brutal how bad I am at golf. That's the lesson I take home each and every time I go out there now. But eventually they keep saying if I practice enough, it'll get good. So thank you again to the best intro and the guys that have made it. My name is Gary, by the way. Welcome in. This still, as far as we know, the only show going live from 4 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday on the internet, originating in Saskatoon. And we're so damn proud and grateful to be able to say that because it's all thanks to you. So we really appreciate you supporting us and checking in to see how everyone's doing and just enjoying all the cool stuff that we do around here because it's always happening. We're always creating and always doing such cool stuff. We also have a camera, which is basically the only reason people come by, but we're okay with that because it's the cutest camera in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Maggie Cam. Look at her today. She followed one of our guests today into the house and didn't follow me out, and I thought we were going to miss the Maggie Cam, but nope. He wrangled her right back in, and we're so dang grateful that that happened because this dog is just too much. The Maggie Cam is for our incredible pals over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer, Maggie's boyfriend Leroy. He is also a welcome/greeting dog over for our friends at Pet Planet on 8th Street. He greets you at the door, walks up to the till, you say hi to Mike and or Rochelle, and then from there, your shopping experience keeps getting better and better and better. You go from the toy section, all the latest toys, into the fashion section. Yes, they have fashion. They have clothing for your animals there, and they're so cute and hilarious. They got the buckle-up collars and leashes. They got all the treats your heart desires. They got the dry food. They also have the raw food in the fridges at the back, which is right beside the cleaning station. When I tell you everything you need, that's what I'm talking about. It's all there for you. As well, open after hours and on weekends, thanks to Kirsten, Shar, and Chris. That is our friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. Good job, Marge. All right. I'm pretty proud of how things have gone with this show specifically, your show on the Dufferin Avenue Media Network, because each day has its own theme, and each day has its own hosts and its own guests, and it keeps everything fresh. Everything's different, and today is a great example of that. So we're going to bring in our guests here right now. Hey, are you coming up here, or what are you guys doing? What's that? Curdy? Talk to me, Goose. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to introduce the table for today. We have, this will be great. Can you fit behind that? Or are you just going to walk in front? Okay, well, going to rue the shot. I don't have a thing. How low can you go? Can you limbo? I don't have a thing. Bottom shelf inside there in the tooth booth. Shout out to the tooth booth, by the way. Dr. Funkhauser and Associates, the Big Tooth on 2nd Ave. 1/3 of the Water Sliding Bros, a beer review show, which is a seasonal show. Also, the co-host of the upcoming Recovery with Cal. As well, we have, fresh from opening day, member of this round table. I guess I should say the names after. Hey, I'm trying to just kill a little more time until we can get Curdy back out here, but we'll just leave it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got the Seahawk and Simon Hiatt. Bow, 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 bow. You can guess which one is from what?
I feel like I'm on the sub on Wednesday now. I was subbing in for you last week.
Right.
There's a baseball term for that.
Opening day.
You're a utility man.
Coming off the bench.
Utility man?
You're the bench guy.
Pinch hitting for me.
That's it. Beautiful. Play all
Till I
nine
made
positions.
my bizarre cameo.
Okay.
So
I can be
good.
the utility guy.
Yeah,
man,
absolutely.
it's a
I
good
like
handle.
that sports term.
Versatility. Can plug you in anywhere.
That's what it's all about. And we do have one more member. You know him. from a show that just set another standard. A show that's been around for a very long time. A show that was the precipice for this place right here. Ladies and gentlemen, from Strip Down, it's Curtis Anderson!
Hey, I made it!
Woo! Hop on in. You don't have a chair now, hey? We're really making you work for this one. Holy.
Roll one up.
There it
And
is.
Curtis, if
I
you
just-
could build your microphone from this Roblox kit, that would be great.
I didn't think you could hang on my introduction for like 2 minutes while I figured out the chair, so I had to come on and make an appearance.
This is good. No, I appreciate
Okay.
that. Hey, Bree got you, dog. This is lovely. Okay, so he's just take this one right here. Just lift it right over top of that stupid thingy. This is why we go live, by the way. I always like to make the joke, if we were at some big corporation or some big network, we'd be getting to talk to after this. They'd say, how dare you go on there and be like, I don't know, corporate leader sounds like Vince McMahon. How dare you guys sit there and have a lot of fun and be real? You're supposed to be scripted and rah, rah, rah. We don't get that here. Look at this. This is what we get. And you guys
look,
remember
it's
how to
Curtis.
mic share?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
we're good.
I'll
We're
try to
good.
lean in.
No, we're
Beautiful.
perfect.
Okay. So that makes what? That makes 4. We're missing one person. The reason for the all the way around table, the literal reasoning for naming it, was because of him. He does own a anti-fresco. He does golf this time of year. He does it because he's on the other side of the world. Are we ready, Phenom? We are not ready. Introduction ruined again. Always ask the producer if we're ready before.
Hey, what's an anti-fresco?
Oh, man. So apparently it's like a patio, but it's in Australia, so they call it an anti-fresco.
That's a weird name for it.
Yeah. It's like it's
this for real,
fresca.
man?
It's a fresca.
Oh, get used to asking that. He comes on every week and he's like, "Well, in Australia," and he hits us with stuff that we can't like.
No confirmation.
I call
We
it a
can't,
woolly
we
dome.
can't confirm or deny. And then last week he was golfing. And
Yes.
he's driving in his golf car. You were there.
Yeah, that's
and I
right.
was like, "Oh, he's got friends now. We can ask. Like, we could double check some of the stories." And he's like, yeah, well, we're gonna." And he did not want anything to do with that.
Was
That
not willing
fun.
to
I
be
was
fact
hoping that
checked.
he was gonna lay down that putt, and he got like
close,
pretty
man.
Solid.
That was close.
That would have been a lot of fun.
I agree. This dude was in the house for opening day, something I've always wanted to do. Simon,
highly
tell us
recommend it.
about your opening day experience.
It was fantastic. It was 35 degrees during the day, but luckily
You didn't burn up, hey?
I did it.
smart.
I've become such a convert to the SPF 50. Like, I'm not
in my
joking.
veins.
That's just like, I want zero color coming back, and
Yeah,
that's essentially what I
that's
have.
it.
And any that I had pretty much faded as soon as I stepped off the plane. 'cause
And then a shower.
it was winter. Yeah,
First shower,
exactly.
that's usually how I get rid of my tans. too.
Yeah.
Not that I ever tan.
But yeah, opening day was phenomenal. The Cubs came up with a big win over those Arizona Diamondbacks. They, despite Ryan's predictions from last week, Zach Gallen wasn't very good. He actually had a very unique pitching line. He had 4 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, 4 runs allowed, 4 earned runs allowed, 4 walks allowed. It was 4 straight across the board. And Justin Steele was somewhat better. He was pretty good. Sort of like last night when he pitched. It was like, good enough for the Cubs to win. And the Cubs came up with a big opening day win, although it was opening day 2.0 because they played in Tokyo.
That's fair. Yeah, I guess we forgot about that. How did that go in Tokyo?
It's not important.
Okay, good. No, I just want to make sure. I couldn't remember, but
I need to double check. I think those actually were just exhibition games. They're despite everything that everyone has said.
spoken
they
like a
don't
true Cubs
count.
fan right there.
Those two games.
Hey, Phenom, what's the Japanese word for poorly? Oh, he was just there. It's fine.
And that was just in
I'll duck out of the
That's cool.
conversation again.
This is why I never join the group chat. Every time I get embarrassed and I don't
Okay.
ever want to talk again.
I want to hear about how you score these games.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Before we get into
Are you
all
gonna
that,
get
we're
into
gonna
that?
we're gonna bring in our final
here we
guest,
go.
possibly from his anti-fresco. He's gonna give me shit for saying it wrong because I always do. It's something to do with fresco. I'm not really sure, but hopefully he'll show it to us, ladies and gentlemen.
Fresca.
The final member of the all the way around table. Give it up for Coach number 1.
Hey!
He's back. Dude, that is not the anti-fresco. What are you doing?
I thought it was anti-fresca, and that sounds like a stripper.
Anti-Fresca. It's a stripper name.
Right?
Okay, what's it actually called? Fresco?
Al. So,
So like Al Maisie?
Just think of Al Maisie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fresco.
It is Fresco. I was close.
Is Al?
Al
Fresco,
Fresco.
Where do we
not
get
Fresca.
Auntie?
The words just keep growing.
Al Fresca.
Al Fresca.
Al Fresco.
Fresca.
Fresco.
No.
It's like a game of
Fresco.
telephone in here.
It's a flashback
Come
to
on.
last week. He's
Come on.
yelling at me again.
AJ.
That's all I can
good.
hear.
Fresco. Al
Anyways.
Fresco.
Al fresco. Yep.
Finally got it.
There we go. We'll get it next time.
That feels good. Can you guys all hear him?
Yeah,
good?
I'll try and sit there next time.
Turn him up.
I got
Yeah.
to turn
Can you
up.
give him a little bit more there, Phenom? By the way, actually, also, Phenom, can you go to camera one real quick and introduce yourself? Say hi. There he is, just so everyone knows he's here. Thank you. Back to the next one. All right. So you're not in the Al Fresco. You are in the Al Library. I'm assuming you just add Al in front of everything, and that's Australian. Is that right?
We can try that now. Let's start a new trend. See if that takes off.
Okay. How did the golf tournament finish up?
Golf tournament was good. We won the pink ball challenge.
Nice.
Very cool.
So we didn't lose the pink ball, so that was really good. And I think we were about 2 shots off the third place. So not too bad for, I think 3 of us had handicaps of 22. And the other guy was like a 5, so he could go. But beautiful day. We raised a ton of money for Heart Kids. It was actually really interesting hearing some stories afterwards. We heard from one mother whose child, in the first 2 years of her life, had 7 cardiac arrests and 5 open heart surgeries.
Oh,
Jeebus.
So you imagine that's 24 months. Every 2 months, your child's like on the verge of going away, passing away. Yeah. So it was a really good cause to get behind, and looking forward to doing it next year.
Very, very cool. Okay. Now we're going to reel it
Sorry,
back
I didn't mean to
in.
bring us down there.
What's that?
I didn't mean to bring us down.
No, that's not bringing us down. That's a beautiful thing.
realness.
I was a little bit down about the fact that you described fifth place as 2 behind third. That was a very unique move to say. You finished 5th, correct?
Yeah,
He hasn't actually done
we were
the
2
math on it yet,
shots.
but-
Two shots after third. Yeah,
That's their
you're giving me
Al
too much
system.
credit there, Gary.
Algebra.
That's great.
Oh.
All right,
Oh, that
ladies
was
and
good.
gentlemen, reeling it in, Simon Hiatt, opening day in beautiful Arizona to see his Cubbies take on the D-backs. And we were talking before the show, AJ, you'll love this. He does the old school scoring in the notepad. It was just him in the stadium with the sounds, writing it down, just like Geddy Lee at the Jays game. Your thoughts on keeping score manually?
You and Tom Hanks.
That's right. Tom Hanks did it too on opening day.
It's like a hobby.
Not the first
Yeah.
time we've been compared.
Okay, I want to hear more about that. No, I think I've tried doing that at a game, but I get too distracted because I start yakking with other people and
Yeah.
watching this happen
tough.
or trying to watch other plays. What are they preparing for and that sort of thing. But it is a beautiful art. I still like Game Changer as a coach because then you get all the stats. Quite quickly. But here's one. So here in Australia, I don't know if scoring has evolved since the days of the Bantam Cardinals at the ballpark.
Glory
But
days.
here, when they keep score, they've got colored pens. So they use green, blue, and red. And then so what happens if a run scores that's unearned? There's a circle in the middle, and that gets colored in with red. If it's earned run, it's colored in with green. And therefore, you can look at it real quick and go, right, how many earned runs did we get or give up, and how many unearned runs? So I found it much more complicated than what we were brought up with. What I saw Tom Hanks do, that's what I was used to.
I know broadcasters, I've heard them doing that. Like they'll have those 4-in-1 multicolored pens and they'll use that. And just not losing a pen over the course of 9 innings is enough of a challenge for me. So I just go all at once, and then I try and do the math on my own, and sometimes end up filling in the blanks by going to MLB game day and like, oh, Justin Steele had 2 earned runs allowed. All right, good stuff. Yeah, I had something else, but I completely went away. Sorry, go ahead.
It's all good. I learned how to score through the Rhinos farm system. Well, I guess it's not a farm system, it's the Rhinos recreational baseball team. Because that's sort of how we keep stats. Jay Mays was our stats guy for a long time. And so, whoever's keeping score, you're right. And that's how I learned, like, 6-4-3 double play, like 6-3 ground out, like F7, all these different things. And all of a sudden, before you know how to actually keep score.
Yeah.
And it's very cool. So I've always wanted to carry that over into an actual game. But apparently I have to go to a game. So
My brother, Ben, loves keeping score as well. He spends part of his time in Vancouver. So he goes to a lot of Vancouver Canadians games, the Blue Jays A-ball team. But if you look at his scoreboards, it's often, they'll just be WFB written in. Went for beer. Didn't know what happened. Can't tell the whole story. And my problem is I've got this beautiful book that I got when I was in Chicago in 2017, the year after the Cubs won the World Series. And so it's a notebook with that on it. And
does it say World Series champs on it?
It does. It's got like a close up of the ring on the front cover, and it's surrounded by ivy, and it's glorious. So I use it for scoring special games. But the problem I've discovered that I both found out at Wrigley Field and at this game is I get too excited when good things happen for the Cubs, and I end up like half ripping out the page from the. So I have to like write a little note. Simon got excited here when Ian Happ hit a home run.
Those are your WFBs right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, got too excited. GTE.
Yep. At one point, I was scoring the Tokyo opening day at home. And
now, is it as fun and soothing when you're watching on TV?
It's easier.
That's true.
I
No
will tell you
distractions.
that.
Yeah.
You feel either whichever way you're doing it, you feel more involved. You're more invested. You're laser focused if you're scoring it, and either way. But when I was scoring at home, I remember I was writing something in, and there's just like a giant line through whatever, and I had to write a little note. This is where the dog jumped up and knocked my hand.
Not my fault.
Not my fault. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Maggie wouldn't do that though.
No, she's a good girl. As we are hanging out on a Wednesday, that means it's the all the way around table starring Simon Hiatt. We got the Seahawk filling in for Coach Comma 2 over there on the far side, Curtis Anderson, and Coach number 1 from the not Al Fresco. Al Fresco. He is from his. Is that the Al Library? What do you call your den there?
It is now. I'm going to get a sign now that says L Library.
That's perfect. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So what's going on the other side of the world? Anything cool or exciting besides the weather cooling down as we start to heat up here?
We actually had a pretty good week. We had the golf. We've got state championships coming up for baseball this weekend in Geelong. So heading back out there. I've also got a holder for my phone in the new car now.
No getting pulled over. Like that.
If we're ever chatting again, I won't have the cops driving next to me. And
did you ever figure out what was up?
But keep going.
Did you ever figure out what was up with that guy that flashed the lights and then just took off?
They're not real police. They still could have given me a ticket, but they're public service order. So if there is a riot, these people get called out. And apparently in Geelong, there's been issues with knives and the youth. So there was a few cars that went by, and they were doing these checks with the kids at one of the malls.
Like knife checks?
Just to knife check. I know, like that sounds like.
That's weird.
Anyways, that's what they were doing apparently. So I think there's probably more just making sure everybody knew they were there doing it. And it might, hey, let's put our knives over. I don't know, leave them at home. I don't know.
Interesting. Australia's getting out of control.
So I was at the Rush game this weekend.
What?
Yeah.
Get out of here. You didn't tell me you went to the Rush.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
I went through the metal detector, and then they checked my bag, probably for a knife. But I said, I think it's the wheelchair.
Like you're literally sitting on a giant piece of metal. And did they laugh? Or were they?
No, I don't think they picked up on it. But
Like really?
I had a good laugh about it.
I thought that was a great line. I think that's very good. And good on you for getting out and about the Rush game. You know, this guy was also at the Rush game.
Yeah. Had I known, I would have put you up on the Jumbotron.
Next time, let him know. Who'd you go with?
I went with Laura, my wife. Yeah.
What are you giving me that look for?
What question?
Yeah.
Like, jeez.
I got free tickets for.
What kind of loser would go to a game by himself?
I needed some push up the ramp. But that ramp up there is pretty steep.
That was going to be the next question. What's the accessibility like over at SaskTel Center?
They had like wheelchair washrooms, which was pretty good, But I can't reach the big issue that I have with a lot of the washrooms that are supposed to be accessible is I can't reach the soap.
What?
Yeah, the soap is at the same height
What kind
as
of monster does everything possible to make a bathroom
Yeah.
accessible, then hang the soap up on the top of
there's
the wall?
always just something that's like
Hey?
just out of reach. I'm like,
Ridiculous.
Anyways, yeah,
You
but
take that, run that up the ladder?
I shall.
This is good.
I was laughing because Rowdy, the mascot, came
yeah.
by,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if he thought I was like maybe like special needs.
Why would you say that?
I don't know, because he was like giving me hugs and like giving me all this stuff, and I'm like,
Giving you love,
I'm
dog.
like, "Ah, okay, well, I don't know. I
That's
thought
it.
maybe like just
The guy in the chair.
yeah, like
guy in the
anyways,
chair.
I had a great time. Like I think
That's
you
it.
realize like, hey, this is just a 4-year-old man in a wheelchair.
Style of his life.
having a hoot at the Rush game. It was fun.
That's good. I'm happy you got out and enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, it was
With
great.
each step, it gets easier, hey?
Yeah. You
very
got to get
cool.
out there and you gotta
What are you waiting for?
you gotta spread your wings around, right?
That's
It was a great time. Each roll it gets easier.
Curtis is trying to take this places we're not trying to go. We're the dark
This
humor.
was my entire career at Shaw.
It's always so dark.
Where
I was just going to bring up the time where Simon and I used to work. We renovated the men's washroom to make it, wheelchair accessible, and they did not measure it the right way. So you could not actually roll through the door to the one stall. They took away 2 stalls and made one, and they made it big enough, but they didn't have the proper clearance. Good story. Good. And if I can go from opening day to closing day, guys, game 4 tonight for the Blades. I'm so mad about this. I'm so mad. All season I defend them. It's like, they don't always choke. That's not their thing. They're not going to go out 4 straight. They're having a really good season, And I'm flashing back to when I used to cover the Children's Festival every year, and we would say that it always rains. And then they, I actually got a handwritten note, not from them, but just from someone that was like, you got to quit saying that, And now I'm in their position because I remember that day when I got the hate mail about saying that it usually rains during the Children's Fest. And then I went to the Children's Fest to cover it that day, and it rained.
Yeah.
And I just, now I'm in that position where after saying, this is not going to happen, now it's happening.
Bro.
And I got no moves. I don't want them to lose tonight. I want them to come back. But they're down 3 in the opening round.
Do you not remember last year?
Yeah, that was last year. No one else remembers last year. The people chirping me on all my socials don't remember last year.
I'm telling you, this team, the Saskatoon Blades, should be in a rebuild. Technically. They traded away the guys. They got the picks.
Yep.
They still made it in the playoffs. They're still grinding. They still got a game to play. All you need is a game to play, right, Coach? You know that. All you need is win one. Start with one. Rally up.
Absolutely. Just
Where are
focus
these
on the
comments on my
next
social
one. Don't
media?
worry about the rest.
Right?
Social media is a little negative. Go ahead, Coach.
So Curtis, you're the guy that decides who goes up on the Jumbotron.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So how do you choose who gets on, who doesn't? What's
I just
your
look for hot
criteria?
people.
What are you looking for? Yeah, okay. That's because I reckon on the Jays games, they do the same thing. And it's like, are they that blatant? Is it that obvious and that simple?
No. We look for people having fun. If you show up with a purchased jersey or other propaganda, we will put you up. If you're wearing a Blades jersey, we'll get you up there, or a Rush jersey, or you bought a sign. Those are usually they're just the easiest people to see, and plus we want to show, hey, you invest some money, we're going to get you up on the Jumbotron. It's symbiotic. Everybody wins. Or if there's just people partying, if there's people having fun, little kids jumping up and down. You want to be on the Jumbotron, bring a little kid, wave it around. You'll get up there. Borrow one if you don't
Give
have
him a
one.
good shake.
Yeah.
You know who they don't put on the
shake your kids.
You know who he doesn't put on the Jumbotron? Guys in chairs.
I had no idea.
Let my dog down. Let my dog down.
Right? We just saw a Rowdy harassing some people
The
up there.
mascot
We were
kept
like,
getting
no.
in the way.
Stay away from
No.
Rowdy.
Rowdy's got his own bizarre agenda. But honestly, it's just and as someone up there or down in the bunker, I don't have control over what the camera people shoot when they're just scanning crowds. So it's up to the camera people to find someone, and then I will decide if I will. I am like the guy from Gladiator. They'll show me someone in the crowd, and I'll be like, "No,
I will tell you this, AJ,
I am God in that
So you're-
bunker."
you're-
as a guy who was involved in that with my 1 year of doing the PA announcing for the Rush, I can tell you I've been a part of that process, and the way they describe people in the crowd. So like, hey, camera 2, can you go get a look at this guy in section 7? He's a little heavier with a super awesome hat and no shirt. Like all these different things, and then camera goes to it, and then you get him, and there he is. So like the different ways of explaining the people to go to are also quite humorous on the not.
You don't have a
allowed
lot
way.
of time, so you have to, you know.
Yep.
He looks like Marty McFly, section C,
There
3
he is.
rows
Get
up.
Marty,
Do
get
you
Marty.
remember that? At the weekend game, do you remember that dude that was like flexing his muscles and then all of a sudden just like, oh, he realizes he's on the Jumbotron and just
Off the shirt?
Yeah.
And he was ridiculously ripped, like for real. That guy? Yeah, see?
How could he forget?
10 out of 10 for looks. You're going to get on the Jumbotron. He took his shirt off. And the guy had like a huge six-pack. And I was like, we got to hold on this. And like, play was going on. And I was like, no, like this kid deserves it. This kid came with one agenda
worked
to
hard
get
for
his
that.
to get his beach body on the Jumbotron. And it's my duty to make sure that happens. I mean, we missed a couple goals, but like this kid's a star. He went back to the 6th grade or whatever.
Sorry, man. I just want to say, so is that what it takes for me to get on the Jumbotron? That's
It's a
if
good
I get
start.
shot.
If you pop, that's another legit thing. If you pop your shirt, the dudes, you're probably going to get on the Jumbotron. And a lot
what
of
about the
times,
ladies?
Well, that's a little bit of gray area. Oh,
Okay.
did we break something?
I don't even know.
Mike just came a little bit loose.
That's
down
okay.
here. I
We're
got
getting
it. Come on.
excited. I'm so ramped up. I was late getting here. I missed Maggie Camp because I had to get gas because I've got no time because I go straight from here to Saskatoon Center and watch them start their 4th straight winning streak.
Better.
Could happen.
Better.
That's right.
Better.
Because if they lose tonight, I'm just going to throw my phone and my laptop in the Saskatchewan River so I don't have to hear about how everybody was right and they went on 4 straight.
Has this place not taught you how to go about manifesting good things, how to do good things, and have
I'm
them happen to
trying,
you?
but I'm
Listen
telling you,
to
I'm
the
going to go
universe.
home and I
Feel
will
the love of
cry.
this place. No,
The water
no
coming
crying.
from my eyes will be more than what will descend on the Children's Festival this
There's-
year. This how much I'm going to cry. That's how much
There's no
moisture
crying
is
in
going
the
to be.
cross, bro. No crying in the cross.
Well, it's blades, but yeah.
Or blades. No crying in hockey either. Wait for it. Watch it. Yeah? Baseball? Can we cry in baseball, coach?
That's right.
You cry in baseball?
Yeah, definitely no crying. No crying in baseball. What about here?
Bring
I
it
got another
back to Tom
question for you,
Hanks.
Curtis. This stuff fascinates me. Yeah. How does somebody get paid who works in this industry? Because if they go for 0-4 and you swept, you're only working 2 games. But if you go 7, do you get paid twice as much? Or does everybody on the crew just get paid?
Oh no, we
salary
get
for
paid
the
per
year?
game. So yeah, that's why you have extra incentive. You want to see the home team win and go deep into the playoffs. But that's why the majority of the people have full-time jobs and do this on the side, such as myself. So every extra shift is a blessing. And
/ paycheck.
yes.
Yes.
So there are times when they will hear the people in the control room cheering very, very loudly, but it's more of a, hey, we get to come back on Saturday and get paid. I mean, of course we're cheering for the home team. Phenom and I were doing the Huskies playoffs, and we were screaming because we wanted to come back the next day so bad and get that extra money. And everybody was like, man, these guys are really into the Huskies. And we were, but we also wanted to come back the
Diehard
next day and get
fans.
paid because we already had like a game later in the day. So if we came to if they moved on and had the afternoon game for the other sport, then we could do the afternoon game, get that paycheck, then do the evening game and get that paycheck. As I mean, we're already going to be there. So, I just sit back and,
Everybody has a price.
right?
That's it.
You know how it is.
$1 Million Man.
Yeah.
Famous author out there. You just sit back and let the royalties come in, right? Right?
This is the all the way around table.
I just
a Wednesday
sold 20. I
tradition
just
now,
sold
Garner.
22 books.
He was resetting. What?
I totally blew that. Sorry, dog.
He
Say
was
that
hitting
again?
reset. Go.
Is it me or is it him? Me, you.
that's-
Did
I
you have a
was gonna
funny? Did
say,
you
I
make
was
a
pretty
funny,
excited
coach?
about this. I just sold 20. No, I just sold 22 books. It tripled sales for the year.
You sold 22 books? Wow.
Beautiful.
I ordered them for one of my workshops, so 22 got bought.
Sure.
Sale's a sale, bro.
So
Just
So
like
if you
sales
sell a
a sale.
ticket to your workshop, is it like a ticket price that includes a book?
it's a free inclusion depending on the
I
type
see.
of
That's the
workshop.
way to do it.
Smart.
It's the autograph that's extra.
What's your message when you do a speech? I'm serious. Plug this. I'm curious. What's your message? What do you talk about?
A lot of it is based on the book around how do you get teams to work together better. A lot of it is around interaction. So I'll come and speak, but then I'll give the groups or whoever I'm talking. It doesn't matter if it's an audience of 30, if it's an audience of 1,000. What I share, I get them to actually apply in some of the conversations they can do within the group. And then often too, one of the things that I can do is I get everybody to do a team assessment beforehand. So Car Sales is an online platform here where people sell cars. I went and spoke to their staff, but got them all to do this assessment ahead of time. So they got this report. So then I could talk about the research and everything that the experts would say the best teams do when it comes to teamwork. Then they can pull out the report. They can see how they scored. Then I take them through a little bit of a conversation in terms of identifying what's going good and what can be better. And the whole thing, my aim is that particularly with a talk is that when they finish up, there's at least one thing that they can take away and apply within the next 2 weeks, particularly at the next team meeting. But I find with the talks, like doing talks versus workshops is very different, because I would do talks initially when I started doing it. I loved it. You got a real buzz, but afterwards you're like, what difference did that make? Like, did anybody take away anything, or were they just happy that they didn't have to be in the office and they could sit there and just, I don't know, doodle on the notebook? And then with the workshops, when you're working with everybody regularly, you can see the progress that everybody's making. But now with I guess where I've landed on with the talks is like, my role there is to spark some new thinking. And that new thinking might come in handy that next day, or sometimes it's a lot about timing. All of a sudden, 6 months later, there's something that pops up. They're like, oh, I remember this guy. Can't remember what his name is. He had a funny accent. He was talking about this. I'm going to try that.
Nice. That's really cool.
So if anybody in
Sports motivational
Saskatoon
speaker,
wants to get their teams working better together, if there's any corporate leaders out there, they've got an offsite, there's the plug.
I love
Let's
it.
talk.
So
I'm telling
if
you.
if I buy a book right now, can you fly down tonight and talk to the Blades? Can you give them a like? I don't know how the time difference works. Maybe the game's already done where you are, but if you can get on a plane and get here, I'll bring you into the locker room and you can be like, okay,
When's
boys.
the game?
Pardon me?
And how many hours is the game?
2.5.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No.
I think the quickest I can be there is 6 hours.
Dang.
That sucks.
So
Well, what advice
Maybe
should I
for their
give them? Give me
game
one
5.
thing that they can take to the ice tonight
Read the book.
and not. I'm not gonna read the book.
It's a really
I don't
good
have
book.
time.
It's a really good. That's the advice you give them.
Is read the book. Well,
Yes.
for next season,
Yes.
I want something for tonight. I want like a Coach One
Oh, this is
wisdom.
good.
I'm gonna
Okay.
kick
Yeah.
in the locker room
Here we
door and
go.
I'll
I
be
like
like,
this.
get the F up and listen to me. Straight from the mouth of Coach One. This is what we're gonna do tonight, boys.
Here we go.
Here it is. Okay? Then we'll move on.
score more goals.
There it is. Thank you.
Ah,
Have you
finally.
thought about this, Saskatoon Blades?
Finally, I could do the reset. I've been holding this thing for so long. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the All the Way Around Table, starring Coach number 1. We got Curtis Anderson for Strip Down. We got Seahawk filling it in for Coach Comma 2. We got Simon Hiatt in the house. We got the Phenom on the 1s and 2s. I shouldn't have said that so loud because I ran out of breath. That's hard.
Hey, I got something to plug whenever you have a minute.
Okay, first things first. I got a live read here. That's
Do it.
about
Do
to
the
get
read.
just read so beautifully. Spring into your dream home. Spring is here, and so is your chance to find that perfect home. With mortgage rates coming down, now's the ideal time to buy. Mobley Rente with TMG, the mortgage group, works with multiple lenders to find the best mortgage for you, saving you time, money, and stress. Whether you're self-employed, a first-time buyer, or have credit challenges, he's always there to help with 24/7 personalized support. And the best part? His services are completely free. Plus, he'll continue to assist you long-term with refinancing, renewals, and mortgage strategies. Mobley Rente, mortgages made simple. Give him a call or text him anytime, 306-370-5804. Whew. Now, if you really enjoyed that live read, but wait,
good. Nailed
there's
it.
more. We can do that for you. It's real easy. Just get in touch with us. We're talking incredibly affordable, very, very easy to do. Just let us know. You got an organization, you got a business, you need a little push, whatever it is. We are the voice of this city. And with that responsibility comes. I was trying to do the superhero thing, but I wasn't even close to it. So I just cut out like the whole middle part. The great power becomes responsible.
Responsibility.
Nailed
Yeah.
it twice.
Uh-huh.
That's so good. Give us an email. Let us know. Get in touch. We can help you. We can work together. It's what we do. All right, we ready to send this thing? We're going to send it all the way through AJ's face. All right, here we go on 3. 1, 2, 3. Get out of here! Look out! Ah, he didn't. There it is.
If
Very
Takes
slow
a while to
reaction
get all
time.
the way down.
Yeah.
that was from Spider-Man,
Which was?
what you bumbled through.
Great powers are responsible.
Something like that. I just know if Uncle Ben's probably glad he's dead, so he didn't have to hear that.
Bro, the dark humor. The Dark Knight
That's
Rising.
what I'm saying.
Yet
This is what
again.
it's like working
That's
with
him.
Curtis Anderson.
That's it. Getting dark.
Is this what to expect on OK Bloomer?
Oh!
Hey.
Yes.
Speaking of
Actually,
things to
yes.
plug.
Yes, plug it. Tell AJ about OK Bloomer.
All right, so my friend and ex-coworker Sal Accardo and I, we used to all work together.
Yes, we did.
And Sal, we used to do these super late night edits. So we'd just like pull an all-nighter with some coffee, and we would just edit these huge projects. We'd be sitting there in the edit room together, and we would just, for whatever reason, we had these little things we'd say, like, do it, Rockapella, from Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. I don't know if anybody remembers that. And then another thing was we would just be like, whoa, and we'd sing the Blossom theme song, even though neither of us actually watched Blossom. And that was just something funny we did. And then we'd always just like make fun of giant hats and be like, okay, Blossom, anytime someone was wearing a hat. Anyway, fast forward to COVID shutdowns, Disney Plus launches. We're bored. Neither of us are working. We're just sitting at home, right? And I was like, we should do a podcast and just start watching Blossom. It just dropped. Like the actual show dropped on Disney Plus. We should do a watch, like a Blossom episode by episode review. And we did like a season and a half before life got busy again and everything opened up and we went back to work. And then when this fine studio, this establishment opened up, and Gary Nickel put out the like, hey, does anybody have any shows you want to do? I was like, we should get out the shovel, dig up the podcast, get it back to life, and start doing it here in the damn network. And so we've taped 6-7 episodes.
We had a marathon Sunday.
2
Marathon Sunday.
are posted already. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of dark humor like that as we review a sitcom aimed at teenage girls from 1990. CNC Music Factory made an appearance. Come
Yeah,
on.
dog.
Toby
So good.
Maguire, before he was famous, was on there. I don't know.
Make you sweat.
You ever
Yes.
watch Blossom there, Coach One?
I recall it,
Right?
but I don't think she had a big nose, didn't she?
Yes, absolutely.
And a bigger
Yes.
hat.
And a bigger hat. Do you remember last week though on the golf course when we randomly ran into that guy from Calgary?
Yeah.
He had never heard of Blossom. He had no idea. So maybe he was a little bit too young. Not sure.
Either
When I-
way, the show is there and ready to enjoy. Wait.
When I was in Phoenix, we were, or actually, this was in
Don't tell us the
Old Town
story.
Scottsdale.
We're making a 2-box graphic so we can bring you on. Is this your Blossom story?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
Go
no,
ahead
no.
then. Go ahead.
I do have a Blossom
I
story,
know.
but you're gonna have to tune in to
Okay, Bloomer.
We
That's it.
need whoever it is, Coach 6 or whatever, to make a new template that has the Sal Accardo box and then a Simon Hiatt box
Yeah.
and then me in the studio.
Royal
So
Anders.
we can bring this on this. We can
Get
get
our
this
graphics guy
conversation
on there.
going. It's going to
Yep.
be a very special episode of OK Bloomer.
Okay, enough self-promo. Get back to this story about the baseball.
This isn't baseball related,
Oh,
but I was in
Arizona,
Old
sorry.
Town Scottsdale,
Yes.
and we were wandering around doing some shopping. And of course, as you're prone to see in places where people go away on vacation, hot weather destinations, bachelorette party comes stumbling towards us. I'm standing next to my friend Corey, whose head is completely shaved bald, and they're like, "Can we touch your head? I need to do it for this scavenger hunt. We got to touch a bald guy's head." And of course, they're like, "Yeah, sure, all right, fine, whatever." Girls from Wisconsin or whatever. And then they took my hat because they needed to borrow somebody's hat for another photo. And so I asked, "Oh, so where are you from?" "Oh, you've never heard of it. It's this little town called Unity." They were from Unity, Saskatchewan.
Come on.
What?
Yeah.
Stay getting it up
Yeah.
from
in
Unity.
Wisconsin?
No, in Arizona.
Wow. Oh, in Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he was. Like this just happened to him. Is
Yeah,
what he's
this
saying.
happened like a week ago.
Unity. You know, I did go down to beautiful Scottsdale, and they
It
had
is lovely.
on the strip there, they had a place called Shotgun Betty's. Do you see a Shotgun Betty's at all?
I don't recall it, but it sounds very on brand.
It was very on brand, to say the least. And right next door to it was a little person bar. I think I've talked about this before, where you like walk in through a little door and all the tables are little and there's little chairs and you sit there and little people serve you drinks. And it's like, okay, this is cool. The reason I bring this up is because I proceeded to do the worst rendition of Gordon Lightfoot's classic song, Carefree Highway.
Oh.
And
Fitzgerald.
well, it was actually, because see, I always go like Sundown. Do you go there, or do you go If You Could Read My Mind?
That's the one I was
All those
thinking
things, they're all there.
You could
I-
read my
To be honest, that was probably If You Could Read Your Mind. If you could read my mind, is it?
Oh.
If I could read your mind. Either way, I'm in this little person bar, surrounded by all these people, and I'm butchering Gordon Lightfoot, the greatest storyteller in the history of mankind. And I felt so bad that I apologized to everyone after the song was done. And then when I was trying to walk out, I hit my head on the little door and everyone laughed. It was a tough time.
Is
But
this a
it was
karaoke bar?
No, that's the funny part. They just had karaoke there. It's a little
Oh.
person bar
Yeah.
that just happened to have karaoke right next to Shotgun Betty's. And that was the whole story about my trip to Arizona. I just remember walking in there and be like, I didn't. It was just weird. Like, how many little people bars do you go to? Have you ever heard of one? Like, I'd never heard of one.
I've never heard of one.
Yeah, it was really cool. And like everyone was nice and it was awesome. Like there was no shenanigans or anything silly going on.
Well,
It
you
was
were the
just a good-
shenanigans, clearly.
I guess.
Were you even supposed to be in there, or was it just like
Mm.
none of them could stop you? Like,
That would
you
be great if they'd started discriminating against him.
right?
It's like, hey, get
We
out
don't,
of here.
we don't like your
want
kind here. Yeah, that's it. You get, yeah. Either way, I thought it was a cute little story, but after I told it, it wasn't very good, and I didn't contribute anything here, so I apologize for that.
Oh, it was a great story.
One time we were in Florida, Simon, staying not even on like Disney property. We were staying on like what is the big boulevard, the big main one that goes through Florida, Universal Boulevard or something. I don't know.
Florida
with that.
Boulevard.
Anyway, it's just all it is. There's like hundreds of hotels, and we were just staying at one random hotel, and we were just like busing to Legoland and Universal and all that. So anyway, we're just staying at this completely random hotel. We walk outside one morning to cross the street, and who's on the other side of the street crossing this way? It's another former coworker, Lisa Unruh. Just
Oh,
like,
crazy.
of course, all of Florida, just Lisa Unruh. This was like
That's funny.
2013. I was like, hey, and we just passed each other in the crosswalk in Florida. I was like,
Wait
well,
a minute.
see ya.
You didn't stop?
Well, we were in the middle of the crosswalk. I was like, Lisa. And she's like, hey. We're like, what the? Oh, all right, that's fine.
And Lisa Unruh actually ties into the thing that I have to plug.
Because she's getting married in Unity.
No,
No. Oh.
at least not as far as I know.
Dang it. Yeah. I was like, okay, Simon, take it away.
All right. So I don't think we've ever talked about this on the show. What sort of my main day job is?
No,
these
we've
days.
talked off air.
off air. We've talked about it, but I
know
work
I know where this is going now.
on
Yes,
this
sir.
little TV show, which has become kind of a big TV
Little
show. It's
TV
called
show.
Staying Wild.
Stay wild, baby.
Staying Wild
Staying
season
Wild.
3 debuts Monday night.
Yes.
City TV across Canada.
Amazing.
Season 3 kicking off Monday night, 10 p.m. So please tune in. Lisa Unruh works on it. A bunch of our former coworkers work on it. It is so much fun. And the big news this year is it's also just 2 days ago, it debuted in the United States on Nat Geo Wild. So if you're watching from the States, tune in to Nat Geo Wild. Down there, the show is called Wildlife Rehab. They rebranded it down there, but it's all set in Saskatoon, tells Saskatoon, Saskatchewan wildlife stories. It's all behind the scenes at the Living Sky Wildlife Rehab here in Saskatoon with Jan
happy.
Shattuck
Yes.
and her amazing crew. And I've been working on that show for the last 2 years, and I actually wrote 2 of the episodes that are coming up this year, episode 2 and episode 4.
I have so many questions.
Well, we could just do a whole show about it. We'll get
Okay,
Jackie
that's-
in here,
yes,
and
that's what I was, okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because
But I just wanted to get that plug in because it's coming up Monday night. Tune in.
and if
City
you
TV.
and we're talking literally, the show is rescuing animals.
Rescuing animals,
the
the
cutest
great
thing.
work. Oh, it's
So cool.
fantastic.
I
First
love it.
episode, if you saw last season, there were a couple otters that
Oh,
came in,
come
Eddie and
on.
Oscar. Episode 1
Well,
of season 3. Are they going to be able to return them to the wild? You're going to have to tune in and find out.
Otters in Saskatoon?
Yeah, well, they were in Saskatchewan, but people like from Saskatchewan,
Yeah, they all come here.
They'll come
Yeah.
here because
Where
of
in
Jen.
Saskatchewan do we have otters?
There's like river otters. They exist.
Come on. Do they also eat
Like
off their bellies?
in like lakes, there's lots of
Yes.
otters.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
man,
Canada
I'm
Lake
learning
has otters.
so much. That's for real.
Cool.
Nobody's pulling my chain here.
No, they exist. It's a thing. Eddie and Oscar.
What's this
Eddie
called?
and Oscar.
Stay
Staying
wild.
wild.
Stay wild.
Staying.
Oh, staying
Staying
wild.
Yeah.
wild.
And it's all wild animals.
It's all wild animals that come into this Living Sky
Living Sky.
Wildlife Rehab here in Saskatoon.
We
and
promoted them numerous times too. Great people doing great things over Living
They're
Sky.
fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I get to work on a show all about them.
That's so cool.
I was going to say every single person that we used to work with is doing this amazing show that's going worldwide, except for Salicardo and I, who are doing a Blossom Review podcast. We were just completely unavailable.
They're staying
so,
wild in
I
a whole
mean,
different way.
You know, I mean, I don't want to say they're running parallel, but they're kind of running parallel.
Staying
you know?
wild in the hat game.
But no, for real, it's a
Blossom.
fantastic show. You
Hell
should see
yeah.
it. It's coming to Australia, I'm
I was
sure,
gonna
by,
ask.
by season 4.
Hold on, maybe he gets it in
100%.
Australia.
We have international distributors. I know the U.S. is the big one, of course, Nat Geo Wild. I think we got some sort of a deal like in Norway or something. This is where I'll probably get into trouble because I'm just making things up. But I think that's actually
throwing him
true.
out there.
But hopefully going to get that distributed worldwide.
Australia has its own version, though, but it's like people rehabbing after animal attacks.
Yes.
All a bunch of
Snake
boomerang-related
spider.
injuries.
Yeah.
Saskatchewan is obviously there's some big things happening, like the girls from Unity heading out to Arizona, staying wild. That's pretty cool. I was on the phone yesterday with the CEO of Baseball Victoria, so it's like Sask baseball equivalent.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's coming to Prince Albert in July,
And what's going on in PA?
which was well,
Okay.
little
PA.
did you
Hold
know,
on, we got an
the
we got
world-
a Prince Albert expert right here.
All
Hold on.
right.
What's
I'm
going
just
on in
gonna
July?
make. I am assuming this, but Prince Albert has like they host the World Softball. No.
That's it.
Yeah, like
Was it? He nailed it.
yes. And this is the second time they've hosted it, so I don't know if it's a big thing, but I think like softball's like pretty popular in Prince Albert and area.
Let's hear it from the coach.
It is. So there's the you have Major League Baseball and you have all the different international bodies, but the World Baseball and Softball, I think it's Confederation, WSC. So they govern the global game. So baseball and softball combined. And July 8th to the 13th, PA is hosting this championship, the World Championships of Softball for men.
Amazing.
And so Chet, this guy's name is Chet. He's from LA originally. And he's played baseball in like Fort McMurray and all that sort of thing. But he's coming there as a delegate of WSC. I think he's a technical director or something. But he goes, "Is that near Saskatchewan?" I said, "Boy, you're a lucky man."
Well, hey, if he needs a place to stay,
Yeah.
he can stay at Cal's place. Let him
That's
know.
right. Yeah, let him know I'm up there.
Yeah.
I'll have to take in a game.
All
I was,
right.
Like
Oh yeah,
it's
always
it's a
entertaining.
huge deal in
Yeah.
PA.
of course it is. It's a world championship.
It's
Yeah,
a
it's
world. It's a world championships. It doesn't get any bigger.
That's it.
That's true for sure.
Oh,
I think
PA.
1 year, it was here like, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. And I believe Australia won it. And my recollection is Canada won it. Canada beat Australia in the final. And I think they threw a perfect game in the final. It was crazy. It wasn't much of a story. It was lacking in accurate details. But
hey, nothing's gonna be as bad as my
No,
Arizona
but
story. Don't worry
Saskatoon.
about it. What's that, coach?
Yeah, that's fair. But Bob Van Imp, they used to host
Yeah.
international tournaments because the Kiwis used to come and they would do the haka and
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
There's a lady here that I ran into. She's like, "Oh, do you know this guy named Mike Gurash from Saskatoon?" And I was like, "Actually, I grew up playing hockey against him." And she's like, "I met him when I used to go there for these tournaments at Bob Van Imp in Saskatoon." So softball, Saskatchewan's
world.
on the global map for these
Doing it.
tournaments.
Dirty.
I always get asked that too when someone's like, "Oh, you're from Saskatoon. Do you know this other guy? Because it's such a small town." And I'm like, number one, that's a hurtful stereotype. And number two, yes, I do know.
I do know
him.
Yeah,
I was
we-
gonna say
we
that.
went to-
They're like, "Is that in Saskatchewan?" Reminded me of a Colton Wall story. This is my
Big
favorite
C.
Colton Wall story.
God.
So, this is probably like 2015. He goes out to Toronto for a wrestling event, and He's
yeah, that was New
standing
Japan.
in line for a autograph for Cody Rhodes back before when he was still not in the WWE, not the world champion. But so he gets to the front and he's like, "Oh, hey, Cody." He's like, "I can't wait to see you 2 months in Saskatoon." And Cody Rhodes stops mid autograph, slaps his pen down, looks up at him, and goes, "That's a real place." He's like, "I thought my agent was messing with me. Like she just put like this Dr. Seuss word on my booking sheet for April." He's like, "That's real? I'm going to a place called Saskatoon." And that was a fun little moment Seawall had with future world champion Cody
fantastic.
Rhodes.
And then when he gets here in Saskatoon at the show, he shouts out Big C, saying, "That's the guy that got me here, right there. I remember you, bro." Which like blew his mind. Because if you haven't been following along at home, Cody Rhodes is the champ right now, the champion of everything. Because when you're the champ in WWE, you're the champ everywhere. But he's about to lose to Mr. You can see me now. Apparently he's changed so you can see me because he wants to be seen.
Gotcha.
John Cena.
Yeah. I know John Cena.
Yeah, I don't think AJ does though. Coach, you know John Cena? I wish we had the sounder right now.
It's all good. Is anybody watching Dark Side of the Ring, the 6th season that just dropped? Even if you're not a wrestling fan, I highly, highly recommend it. It's it's on Crave right now, which is a Canadian subscription thing, and it's called Dark Side of the Ring, and it's just like behind the scenes stories of things that happened in professional wrestling. It's not even like it's not even usually about wrestling. It's just about someone who is in professional wrestling. Last night, Ludwig Borga, they brought this guy in to be a foreign heel, and like day one in the dressing room, he's getting undressed and he has a giant SS tattoo, and they're like, "Oh, that's not good." So
And then it got worse.
It was a race against time to get rid of him, and then so he got fired. And then the whole thing about him wrestling was only like the first 20 minutes, and the next 40 minutes was how he went into like Finnish politics and was there Donald Trump back in like 2017. He just said like
F everyone.
racist things, and everybody at the time was like, "That's the guy," and he got elected into parliament. It's just like, it's insane. I had no idea. And he went into he had one match in the UFC against an unknown Randy Couture.
Got choked out real
And
quick.
he just got beat up by this unknown guy named Randy Couture.
Yeah, you want to talk about a piece of human garbage? That Ludwig
absolutely.
Borga. He got the Nazi tats. He had a tattoo. He had a tramp stamp tattoo above his butt that said things that you could imagine would be not nice to say. We're not going to say it here, but it was in reference to hatred, more hatred, in a tramp stamp form above his butt.
Yeah.
Like this is a really bad person.
Not a good guy, but
yeah,
just
Dark
again,
Side of the Ring.
Dark Side
not
of the
for
Ring.
me.
Fascinating series.
It's sad. It's really depressing. It depresses me.
Mhm.
I don't watch it because it's depressing as all hell.
Oh, for sure. But it's, I don't know, like the episode about Owen Hart's death.
Depressing.
And how his son grew up, and by the time his son was 26, he was like a full-on lawyer. And if you're Vince McMahon, you're standing at your window going, "Oh, that's not good." You know.
Mm-hmm. You know the backstory there, Coach? Owen Hart?
You know about Owen Hart? The wrestler?
I
He's from Calgary,
never met him.
Canada.
What?
Little brother of Bret
know that
Hart.
bit. Keep going.
He had 2
Yeah.
years left before he would retire, and he was building his dream house in Calgary, and he hated the industry because it was like becoming so like PG-14 or whatever. Just didn't like the direction, the like raunch and everything. And so he refused any storyline that made him look bad, and like they wanted to have him have like a storyline with one of the girls, and he was like, "My kids still watch. I don't want them to go to school." And everybody's like, "Oh, your dad's in a relationship." So
Yeah,
Vince McMahon was like, "Well, I got nothing to do with you, pal." So then he gave him this like really stupid superhero goody two shoes dated gimmick.
The
And
Blue
he's like-
Blazer.
He's like, "You're a superhero. You fight the good fight." And then he would lower him from the roof every night, and then they dropped him one night and he died. So thanks for being a stand-up guy. And then his son
even-
became a full-on lawyer at like 24 years old. So that didn't
Vince-
happen by accident.
Yeah.
So it's coming. It's still coming.
Even on his way down, like the stories that came out of that, like even on his way down, plunging to his death, he was still telling people, "Get out of the way, get out of the way." Like right until his last second, he was such a good human being, and the business just ate him up and then spit him out.
So they're in like the garage, and his wife has all like the evidence and everything, and they were always worried that he'd get to the ring and then it took too long to undo all the straps and everything. So they gave him this like quick release mechanism that was for a sailboat. It was like for a sail. It could handle like 70 pounds of pressure.
And he was like,
And he's a
hundreds of
human
feet in
being
the air,
being lowered from an arena roof.
like just
Yeah. And they were like, "Oops." And then so they got him out of there, and then the night continued, and there's like another 3 matches.
Vince McMahon said everybody's still working. The show
Yeah,
never
just
stops.
try to stay away from that side of the ring. It might be structurally compromised, as guy died there.
Not good.
Not good, but great. It's stuff like that. Fascinating series. He's right. It's a little dark. It's a little depressing, but
A lot
there's
dark,
a seedy
lot
side. I mean, they're gonna
What do they
make
call it? The
they're
dark
gonna
side.
make Dark Side of Dufferin Avenue Media Network one
They
day.
better not.
And it's gonna be like
It better be hilarious. Be like,
it's just gonna be the positive. Like there was none.
that's it.
It's just gonna be you sitting in all these bright
And
lights, being like
scene.
groovy vibes, folks. That's all it was.
Groovy vibe.
24/7 groovy vibes. See, I'm getting the thumbs
You like
up.
that? You like
Yeah,
groovy vibe?
see.
Oh man. You're disagreeing because he's your dad. You get whooped if you don't. Okay, you guys.
Groovy vibes, yes.
Chapter 1 in the dark side of
Yeah.
Dufferin Avenue.
It has begun.
Yeah.
Dear diary. So Curtis was being a dink again.
Why did we bring Garfield? We have no time left, but we brought Garfield. What is this?
This was given to me from Brooksy as she just got back from her trip to the Dominican Republic, staying at the Nickelodeon Resort.
Right.
And we make a lot
She's
of
on
Garfield
like
jokes
month
here.
3 of her birthday, isn't she? Isn't that like,
Right.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's the world tour part of it. World
Hey,
tour portion.
Speaking of birthdays.
Yes.
Speaking
Very,
of
very
birthdays.
important. You want to shout it out? Go ahead.
Oh, you shout it out.
You
You
want me
always
to
do
shout it
it
out?
great. Okay. Happy birthday, Hardcore Cora.
Hardcora. You
Oh.
almost said it. Hardcora. Co-host of the Pastor Bedtime podcast with Brooksy, also a member of the Friday Fun Table, which we have here each and every Friday. It's her birthday today, so to Hardcora, a very happy birthday, and we will look to celebrate on Friday. Coach number 1, start with you. Final words today. What do you got?
This big tournament this weekend for the under 16s. So that this when you're watching, checking the J scores or the Cubs scores, just think, man, I hope the Athletics are doing well over in Geelong.
Go A's and Geelong. You got it. Curtis
Yep.
Anderson.
Come on, Blades. We're a couple
Go,
hours out.
Blades,
we got to
go.
win one tonight.
Go, Blades.
I
go.
will be flipping tables if we go out 4 straight. I love
That's
the
fair.
Blades.
Give 'em
I
one.
love the job. I
Starts with one.
love bringing the arena experience to the fans, and I don't want it to end. I want Dufferin Avenue Media Network vibes coming out of that game tonight. All positive, no dark side here.
There it is. Hold on, Seahawk, before you go. Phenom, you want to wake Frankie up? Just to make sure we stay on time. There it is. Beautiful. Callam.
All right. Hey, I just had a great time at the Rush game. Hopefully, I can take in another one, and maybe I'll get on the Jumbotron with Rowdy hugging me again.
That'll be
I will
good.
make that happen. You tell me when it's there. Tell me when next time you're there.
Fantastic.
Okay.
We will. Simon Hiatt.
Baseball's back. Life is good. Cubs just wrapped up a 3-game sweep of the Sacramento, we're not supposed to call them that, Athletics. Just pounded them 3 straight. Now going back home for the home opener, which is great. And Staying Wild premieres Season 3 Monday night, City TV, 10 p.m. local time. Check your listings. Check it out. It is a great show.
Beautiful. Guys, this is really good.
For real, I like what's on your, what do you call it? A jumper? We call it a bunny hug here. Your hoodie.
He's from here. He knows what a bunny hug is.
Oh,
Jays,
it's the
go!
Blue
Jays, go!
Jays.
Jays,
Okay,
go!
I really like the color.
Hell yeah.
I don't wear like gang stuff though, but I really like the color.
I will say, boys, making the call now, and I think you will appreciate it. Maybe you too. Get your money down on Bowden Francis winning a damn Cy Young this year.
Ooh.
Right? Can we all agree? What's that? 7 starts now, taking no nose deep? No?
I like 'em.
I thought I'd get
That's-
more reaction.
Yeah.
Easy
All
money. Easy money.
There it is.
Those are a bunch of words I did not understand, so you're not.
Apparently he's like
me.
40 though, so I don't know.
Like the rest of the rotation.
Yeah.
What would I know? I'm just a utility guy here.
Hey, baseball reference. Yes. Well done.
Our Darwin Barney.
Woo. He was a good one.
I love
Darwin.
I love Darbar.
All right. Great show today. Thanking everyone for making it in. To Coach, two, who couldn't make it in because he was coaching baseball. We miss you, buddy. Hopefully we will talk again soon. I'd love to get Coach in here. But he's at that point now where the coaching turns into more coaching and double coaching. So it's going to be hard. We might have to zoom him in. Either way, to the Phenom. Love you, buddy. Say hi. Say hi, quick. Yeah, there he is.
There
He
you
looks so
go.
sad. Why do you look so sad? Because the
He's
show's
in the
over.
zone.
Yeah, you know, the show's over. That's fair.
That's exactly it.
I get it. All right, we'll be back tomorrow for the Thursday edition of your show. Looking very forward to it. I think we'll have CTV's Matt Young. Prime time in the house, as well as I think Johnny Factoid will be in the house, and maybe a couple more guests. So it's going to be a very, very good show. Go Jays, go.
Go Jays, go.
Go A's and Geelong.
Woo woo.
Go Blades.
Yes.
Have a good night.